Hello, hello. Thank you for coming back and checking out my channel or coming to check me out for the first time. My name is Jennifer, and this is Jen the Bookworm. And today I'm bringing you a mid-month check-in for August and a little book haul. Audibles was having one of their buy two books for one credit deal, and I took advantage. I am sorry the lighting is kind of weird. I don't normally film this early in the morning, but I had a small glitch. I filmed 4 videos to be all caught up with, well, I wasn't behind, but to get ahead of the game. And this is my second time filming this because the video was all corrupted, so that was a bummer. But I wanted to make sure that I had something for you today, and so I'm filming this Friday morning, hoping to get it edited and put up before noon, which is when I normally post. But keep on the lookout. I'm hoping to redo those videos and start putting out more than one video in a week. So that's my goal. So we'll see how that works out. So in the meantime, mid-month check-in, I am still reading Oathbringer by Brandon Sanderson, but I am almost done with it. I've got like 12 hours left or something like that at this point. When I filmed this the other day, I had like 15 hours left, but I have since read some of it, but I haven't had as much of a chance the last couple of days to get to it. So I'm hoping that over this weekend I'll get it finished up. If I get it finished up this weekend, then I still have a few more days to fit in a couple more books. I'm still wanting to get back on to my Jim Butcher books and to start the Six of Crows duology by Leigh Bardugo. So those are still on the agenda for this month. Those are much smaller books compared to Brandon Sanderson's books, so I'm hoping I'll be able to get through all of those. And hey, you never know, I might be able to get an extra one in. So that's my mid-month check-in. Now for my little book haul, I got, I think like 6 books here. So I got the Sword of Summer, Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard, book 1 by Rick Riordan. My daughter and I just got finished reading Percy Jackson not that long ago, and we're going to continue on with the Percy Jackson series because we haven't read any of the other ones. But while this one was on a deal, I thought I would snatch it up. It sounds very similar to Percy Jackson. It's just using a different set of gods. Magnus is the son of a Norse god, and he's troubled and parentless and is told the truth of his heritage, and he must face danger and adventure to obtain a weapon that has been lost for thousands of years to prevent some war. It's very similar, but undoubtedly not the same. So I'm not sure when that will go on my TBR, because I still have Percy Jackson to read, and I still have the Egyptian one. I think the main character's name is Cain or something in that one. Still have that to read. The next one that I picked up is called Big Little Lies. And Big Little Lies is a TV show, that HBO show that I found. Mostly because I really enjoy most of the cast. I like Reese Witherspoon, and there's a ton of them. The Nicole Kidman, girl that is in Divergent, Meryl Streep, I think, is in season 2. Anyway, I've only seen the first season, but it was a very good, kind of addicting show, and I'm hoping that the book, by reading the book, I'll get more of an in-depth dive into the characters. The show has had quite a lot of depth to it, but books are usually better than the movies or shows, so I'm looking forward to checking that out. The next one is the first book in the Mistborn series, The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. I was, I came at Brandon Sanderson kind of in a strange way. I started out with Steelheart and the Reckoners series, which I loved. And I just watched a video about a girl who she was saying if you pick that up and you don't love it, keep going because it's very different. And it's funny because when I picked that up, I did love it, and it made me want to read more Brandon Sanderson. I just thought it was interesting that we both kind of came at Brandon Sanderson the same way, but had different reactions to it. But I've been very curious about Mistborn, and this is where it all started, the Cosmere. And I know that there's some new books coming out in the Cosmere, I want to say November. But I won't be caught up before then, but I'd like to get started on that and see what it's all about. From what I can tell, this is a heist story, but also a forced change in regime story. So we'll see what's in store for us there. The next book I got was Warbreaker, also by Brandon Sanderson. The story is about two sisters who are princesses, and one is supposed to marry a god king, but the one not intended to marry him ends up being married to him, and the other one goes to rescue her. It sounds like an interesting story. It's a standalone, although I think I heard that there's going to be another one in the series, or it's going to be turned into a series, but for right now it's a standalone book. I was talking with a couple of other booktubers, and I was told by people who know better than me, and specifically Kyle from Read by Kyle, and I'll link him in the description box below. He's a booktuber who has, read and is fairly passionate about the Cosmere, and he said that where I'm at in Stormlight Archive, I might want to stop now and kind of backtrack a little bit, because some of the other books in the series will lend some background that I'm kind of missing out on because of where I started. So he suggested I read Warbreaker next and then go back and start Mistborn. So I'll probably follow that trajectory. And then I'll come back to Stormlight Archive. The next book that I picked up was The Winter King by Bernardcornwell. I've also heard it pronounced Bernard Cornwell. I'm not sure which way it's actually pronounced, but this is a author that I have been told if I want to read historical fiction, he is the one to do it, and that he does it well. This particular book is a King Arthur story, and I love King Arthur stories. So I'm very interested in delving into this. It comes highly recommended, so I'm excited about that. The next book I picked up is called Stoner by John Williams, and the reason I picked this up is it's not exactly the kind of book that I would normally read, except for it is sort of based on a true story, and it's being talked about quite a lot in booktube right now, and so I picked it up because it was a free to me because of my Audibles Plus account, so I figured why not pick it up and see what I think about it, if I can get something out of it. It's about a man, John Williams, who went to school to learn farming techniques and ended up in English literature and becoming a scholar. So I'm interested to see how that works out, and we'll see where that fits into my TBR in the future. The last one that I got is called The Bridge Kingdom. This is by Danielle Danielle L. Jensen. This is a little bit different from what I've been reading. It's a fantasy romance. And this is a story about a princess who is trained to be a spy. And she's sent to marry into a kingdom that she wants to bring to their knees. but then she gets to know her husband, and drama and complications ensue. And so we'll see what that's like, and if I like it. I believe this author has more fantasy romances, and if I like them, then that could be something that would be a nice palate cleanser in between some of the heavy fantasies that I read sometimes. And so I picked it up, and we'll see where that fits in. So those are the books that I have purchased. I did go through Audible today. Let me bring it up real quick. Because of the Audible Plus account that I have, there's a number of titles on here that are free to me. Free. I mean, I pay for a subscription. But there's a couple other books that I just put on my list today that I'm interested in. One of them is The House of Blades, the Traveler's Gate Trilogy, Volume 1 by Wight. I have heard good things about him, particularly right now. His Cradle series seems to be getting a lot of hype, and I kind of am interested in reading that. The only free book they had on that one, though, is like book 8 in the series, and so I'm not there yet. So I haven't even done book 1 yet. So, but this one looked good. There's I think 3. Well, there's 3 because it's a trilogy. But I think all 3 of them are free to me right now. So I might get started on that sooner than later, so I don't miss out on them. I also picked up on Kindle. On my Kindle, I picked up a series. Okay, so I picked up the Winnowing Flame trilogy because right now they are 99 cents on for Kindle in the US. So if you're interested in that series, it starts with the Ninth Reign. It's a series that has been on my list of ones to pick up. It's on my wish list on Audible, though I don't think I'll get it on Audible now that I've got it on Kindle. And it's a well talked about favorite among booktubers. So I'm really interested in that one. It's got a lot of, I guess, animal companion aspects to it. All the covers have pictures of animals on them. I'll throw up some the covers up here so that you can see them. They're quite pretty. So I'm interested in reading that. I've seen a lot of people just gush over it, so I'm quite curious and interested. I don't know when exactly I'll get that fit in. You know, we have October coming up, and in October I think it would be fun to do some spooky, scary. I might read some more John Saul. Who knows? It's not unheard of. I might pick up a Stephen King. But I'd like to kind of go through my books and see what spooky stories that I might have so that I can be in theme for October. So we'll see that. So that's my book haul. That's my mid-month check-in. I appreciate you coming and spending some time with me, checking out what I'm into and what I'm working on right now. I'm hoping to have that Brandon Sanderson book done very soon so that I can keep working on through my my list. And I'm kind of a little bit excited, as much as I love the Stormlight Archive, and I do, and I cannot stress enough how great this experience has been. It has been a long, long time since I found a story that I just want to live in for a while. And you live in these for a while because they're so big, but they're so easy to get through. All it takes is time, but it's not a slog at all. I'm enjoying every bit of it. But as much as I am enjoying it, it will be nice to move on to some smaller books. It would be nice for my TBR to be able to have more than 3 books in it, and for one book to take up half of a month is quite a lot of an investment. I'm looking to get through. I've got so many books. I was thinking about doing a video on the books that I have that I want to get read so I can get kind of caught up. I feel like I came into YouTube, to the booktube community kind of late in the game, I guess, and I'm not as well read as I had assumed I was. And that's part of the reason why I decided to do this journey, was to find out about new books that I hadn't heard of, and find new loves and stuff. I have found quite a few books that I feel like I would enjoy reading, as much as, I don't necessarily like to use the word should, but there are some that I feel like I should read. Not because I should read them even if I won't enjoy them. I'm not going to do that, but I should read them because they will provide a foundation for me. I am a writer as well as a avid reader, and I like to write fantasy, among other things. One of the biggest pieces of advice that I took from reading Stephen King's book on writing was, if you're going to write in a genre, you need to read in that genre. And I agree with that. I get so much out of reading fantasy, and I get what to do, what not to do. I get a lot from it. So there are some books that I feel like I should read to give myself a better foundation, and it will be nice to be able to move through books a little faster than I'm able to do when I'm reading ginormous, chunky, 55-hour long books. So I'm excited for what's to come. And that's all I've got for you today. And I thank you very much for coming and spending time with me. If you have any comments about any of the books, if you've read any of these books I've picked up, which ones do you think I should start on first? What do you think? If you have any suggestions for spooky books for October, I'd love that too. Please leave all those kind of comments in the comment section below. Please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. It's free to do, and it helps me out quite a lot. Share my video if you think that there's anybody out there who might be interested in some of the books that I picked up today and over the last couple weeks. And if you know anybody who might benefit from what I'm reading and what I'm doing here. So I appreciate you very much, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.